Welcome back to RMS Racing Channel. Here you have the beast, Zeus. And I'm about to do a little, off-season maintenance on it. Just check some things out, spring pressures, lash, all that stuff. Just for us, it's normal routine stuff. As you can see, I have a little note here. Back in early December, it dropped in 1 quart to the oiling system. This will be the dry sump tank, and had a little problem, concern, I shouldn't say problem, more of a concern on the very last pass back in November against Terry Newton in round 2 of eliminations. Just after I passed the finish line, I looked down at the oil pressure gauge and it was reading 0. That's a bad thing. So I'm in the car and I see this gauge showing exactly what it shows now. Well, that's fine for right now because the engine's not running. But while I'm coming down off a 180 mile an hour pass and the engine's running, that's no bueno. So as you've probably seen in the video, if you've seen that, you see me reach up and I click the motor, I turn the engine off, and I'm just coasting at that point. Normally we don't do that. But I'd rather save the engine and maybe have to take the trans out and have some seals replaced. That's a lot cheaper than trying to find this guy again, because this is the last of its kind. Not going to find this anymore. So, and we definitely don't have the money to make it from scratch. So yeah, I just saved it. So we discovered we're about a quart, maybe a quart and a half short of oil in the oil system. So yeah, we decided, okay, we'll go ahead and put an extra quart in for right now. It's a lot easier to add than it is to take it away. So we won't know if that really solves the problem that we're seeing with the oil pressure gauge until we get back to the track and make a pass. But that's not going to happen for a little while, being as today is only January 7th of 2023. So Happy New Year to all the viewers out there. And again, thank you for liking and subscribing and supporting our efforts and our cause here. And when we get back out there in April, be sure, if you can, come on out to the track and come on by our pit. Introduce yourself, let me know that you're watching, and I'll show you nothing but love. So until then. Okay, so that was a quick little time lapse of me getting these valve covers off, but looking everything over, everything looks pretty good so far. I haven't run the valves yet, but just making sure there's no pieces laying down here in the valley, down in here. That's oil, that's supposed to be there. Everything looks good on this side. Go to the other side here. All the push rods are in place. No parts laying loose like a lash cap or something, or any broken pieces like from a valve spring or a valve spring cup or anything like that. All the keepers are in place. Everything looks good. So far so good. The only thing is, as you probably noticed, up here, got 4 of the top row of the valve cover studs that decided to come loose, but that could be because it's on the chilly side compared to the last time we ran the car. So I ran the engine, so nothing to be really concerned about. They just go in, finger tight. So it happens. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and start the process of running the valves. I'll see if I can get a time lapse on that. I'll speed that one up a little bit more. It takes a little longer. So I'll be right back.
Breathing is important. We breathe things, the elements which recharge our bodies with new life and vitality. Let your breathing be easy and automatic. Let you listen to the positive suggestions for deep relaxation. Let your
Welcome back. Everything worked out. All the valves stayed adjusted. They're adjusted just right. And went through all 16 valves. So that's 2 per cylinder, 8 per side. And they're all looking good. You can see how much these rocker arms open. You can see like that. That's a long ways. So you can see sometimes what happens is we get a little oil that drips off the spring, drips down there. So if you saw me wiping stuff, that's what I was doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and check the valve spring pressures. So I'm going to turn the engine back over to the starting point. So I got to crank it over another 180 degrees to get back to where I started, and then I will check the valves, at that particular point. So until then.
And definite sensation of lightness. I really like it.
Okay, so checked out all the valve springs. We had some deviations from the last time, but that's to be expected. They will change as you run them. Some are a little weaker, some are a little stronger, which is kind of weird. So that could be a variable with our spring checker tool. So as long as they're close. So, but everything's checking out. Everything looks good. Took me a little longer. I'm documenting some other things that I'm observing with the motor, wear marks on things and stuff like that. So just standard procedure here. So anyhow, this is the part where I start putting it back together, and I'm gonna look at starting this thing probably next half hour to an hour. So until then.